Hi, and welcome to the grammar lesson. In this lesson, you are going to learn about countable and uncountable nouns. So, we are going to see the difference between these two nouns. So, it's good to differentiate between countable nouns and uncountable nouns. And also, it's important to use when to use and how to use the difference between of these two nouns, countable and uncountable nouns. So before we get in depth about the lesson, so it's important to know the definitions of countable and uncountable nouns. So the first definitions of or the meanings of the countable nouns are the names of people, animals, places, or things which can be counted. So that means here the countable noun. So we can count. So this can be people, or can be animals, or can be the places, or can be the object things. So this we will be able to the count, the figure out by number. So uncountable nouns are the substance or the concepts, so that cannot be counted. So uncountable nouns we can't count like numbers. So and also as the concept, so we won't able to count uh, as the countable nouns. Okay, so the countable nouns have singular and plural. So there are different ways so we can make change, whether by adding s or es to form their plural. So, but the more common way that to make or to change the countable nouns from their singulars, it's only or simply by adding s. So as you see here, so this we can count. So we can count as numbers. So for example, so we have here beer. So we have here two beers, right? So we have here beer, and then we have here two beers. So the beer is the type of the fruit, and then we have here an apple. So we have here and three apples. So these are countable. So we have here one and we have here two. So we have here one apple and three apples. So all these we can count, right? So these are the names of things. So as we mentioned in above in definitions, so the countable noun can be people, animals, places, and things. So moving forwards to uncountable nouns, so this the subjects or substance that we cannot count. So uncountable nouns, so here there are 6 different categories. So divided into the food, liquids, materials, subjects, weather, and others. So here is you see foods. So beef, butter, cheese, meat, rice, salt, and sugar. So these the objects or things that we cannot count. So by using the numbers. So and the liquids, water, milk, olive oil, soaps, and tea. Also, we cannot count water, how much or how many, for example, contains inside these liquids, so we cannot count. And we have a material here: leather, metal, oil, plastic, silk, wood. So even these materials, so we can't count. The subjects like the arts, geography, English, science, biology, so even the physics, algebra. So we cannot count even the subjects. Okay, we consider just only as one. The weather, whether weather is the fog, ice, rain, snow. So even so, we can't count as numbers. So we cannot say, for example, one fog or one ice or one rain. So we can't count. So others, so such as advice, news, furniture, money, noise, and the works and information. So even this we can't count, and this so even the uncountable nouns, so they don't have, for example, like the singular. I mean, they don't have the plural, so they are always the singular. So that's why we may not add such as the countable by adding s or es to form their plural. So uncountable nouns, they are always the singular. So we cannot uh, count to them. So that's why uh, we call them uncountable nouns. So the countable nouns, so as the fruits we can count, as you see in the first slide. So how many fruits we have here? So there are 4 apples. Here the carrots, so you can see here the 5 carrots. Eggs, so there is 6 eggs. And then we have here fries. As you see here, whether we can how many pieces inside, so we can count the fries. And then there is the burger, so there are 2 burger. And then the hot dogs, so 1, 2, 3 hot dogs you can count as well. So, and there's the cookies. So how many pieces of cookies also we can count. And then the sandwiches. So there is the 2 sandwiches. So we can count as number. So, but as the object itself, so we cannot count, but we can count as numbers. So here are more examples, the countable nouns. So as we mentioned in above slides, so countable nouns can be singular or can be plural. So, but uncountable nouns, they are always singular. So here, apple, apples. So here the pineapple, so we have the pineapples. So here we have here the cucumber and here the cucumbers, the strawberries. So the last, the grapes and grapes. So here simply by adding s to form their plural nouns. So these are the difference between the countable and uncountable nouns. So it's necessary to differentiate between two nouns, whether countable nouns and uncountable nouns. And it's important to know when to use and how to use the countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So that's all today. Thank you.